Hello, and welcome to this brief overview of CORE, empowered by LAAP. CORE stands for Cultivating Organizational Resilience and Empowerment. I'm Lauren McCabe, LAAP's CORE Director, and today I'm going to briefly walk you through what CORE brings to districts and school sites and why addressing staff well-being is so necessary, particularly in today's times. The impacts of COVID-19 have affected us all, both personally and professionally. The stress of change and uncertainty requires first acknowledgement and systems thinking. CORE provides solutions for that. School staff are first responders. They're often hearing the traumatic stories that come from our students and our families, if not experiencing it themselves. And if this is not addressed and processed in a healthy and safe manner, it can lead to burnout. Finally, balancing the demands of our personal and professional lives has become more stressful and more challenging now, and that demand's just going to continue into our new normal. And so we offer CORE as a solution and a support in helping your school staff process what they're going through now and as they return to the school site. CORE is not your average yoga break. While we think that pedicures and yoga stretches are great self-care activities, CORE goes deeper into well-being practices that enhance school climate by supporting the district and school staff in creating and implementing resilient and systematic solutions to the unique stressors that school is facing. We know that having a voice in decision-making is a protective factor against school staff stress. CORE honors this by using a distributed leadership model to build shared knowledge of trauma-informed concepts and gather input from diverse stakeholders to inform implementation and generate buy-in across the school community. So not only are we going to get into topics of trauma-informed practices and ways to build relationship building in a safe and professional way that supports organizational resilience, we're going to do that with your staff's unique input and context of the school site and or district. So a little bit about the history of CORE and LAAP. We have a strong foundation. LAAP is a local, state, and national leader of school transformation through distributed leadership and collaboration, with an emphasis on the well-being of educators and those they serve. We believe that having a voice in decision-making and being able to collaborate with colleagues is not separate from your well-being as an educator. LAAP piloted a staff wellbeing initiative in partnership with Kaiser Permanente in 2017, where we served over 20 schools across the nation with this work in particular, providing workshops, coaching, and strategic plan development all around the topics of school employee wellbeing. Based on that pilot, CORE was developed, and it reflects our best practices learned from our successes within that pilot. It also reflects over 35 years of supporting educational equity efforts across the United States. So from that pilot, we have a few pieces of data and testimonial here that we'd like to share with you. Within a year, we reduced staff burnout rate by 13%. 11% of teachers reported a reduction in fatigue. And that can be compassion fatigue, right? Which when you're living in compassion fatigue, you're leaning towards burnout. And so reducing that number is a very important piece to the staff well-being and positive school climate puzzle. Student suspensions were decreased from 39 one year to only 3 the following year. Our restorative and healing practices really support not just the staff well-being between colleague to colleague, but it also transitions to teacher to student as well. Finally, some testimonials here. LAAP has helped our staff to understand that we can hold our students to high standards and be compassionate about situations out of their control. This year, teachers are reporting that they feel less stressed and that they have a deeper well to draw on when working with students dealing with difficult situations. So just a few highlights from our work in the pilot. So what is this all about? We believe that when we focus on the heart of it, about improving the well-being of resilience in staff, when we put our efforts there, what you'll end up seeing are the indicators below. You'll start to see more restorative and healing practices on your campus, not just between staff to student, between staff member to staff member as well. You'll see an increase in staff retention. People will be happier to show up to work. Teachers will be more prepared to show up for their classrooms and provide the quality instruction that we know students deserve. And finally, you'll see a transformed climate with teachers who are excited to learn and grow as an organization, and who also feel safe and supported in their professional development as an educator. So how do we get to our goal? LAPU provides core workshops. These workshops build knowledge and provide strategies to support individual and collective well-being. Our topics are rooted in brain science and the brain science of resilience and relationships, trauma-informed practices, and culturally relevant pedagogy. Akin to that is our strategic plan development. So this is where the planning and implementation support is provided, where we're implementing a resilient policy or practice transformation to support employee well-being using improvement science. And finally, we have our core coaching, which is really meant to create the capacity of a team to sustain staff well-being and a thriving school climate long after your core initiative. So from self-care to systems care, going beyond post-workout protein and pedicures, we address the brain science behind toxic stress and burnout in language that we can all understand. We also focus on organizational resilience and how to foster it within a district or a school. And then finally, at the end of every workshop, every coaching session, your staff is going to walk away with everyday strategies to build individual resilience that they can apply immediately to their both personal and professional lives. They don't even need to wait till the next day. So this is a little bit about what makes us unique compared to others out there. And perhaps what makes us most unique is that this was us. We know it because we lived it. All of our core coaches are prior school staff members, teachers, principals, assistant principals, counselors, and partners that have all made sure that we understand the context of the school environment, the complexities that it offers, and both the challenges and triumphs that can come from working in that environment and being a youth-serving adult. Getting to the core. So this is just a little bit about our strategic planning process. We start with our foundational learning that builds key knowledge around trauma responsiveness and secondary trauma for staff. And then we move into our needs assessment. We use what we call the RISE Index to assess and prioritize and plan key activities that promote the social emotional health of staff and students. So this plan is gonna be really catered to the unique needs of your district and or school, as the data is only relevant to that context. During strategic planning, we gather a diverse team of stakeholders. This could be a team that already exists on your campus or a new team that is developed with people that are interested in the topic. And this group is charged with creating a theory of action and SMARTY goals based on data analysis that results in the strategic plan for employee well-being. Finally, we implement the cycle, and this is really what makes LAEP unique, is that we're there when you're implementing the plan, not just the creation of the plan. So we use the PDSA, the Plan, Do, Study, Act cycle, to refine and adopt the school or the district's changing needs. This is just an overview of what a school year might look like. You can see that the workshops are plopped in there. They focus on kind of core 101, which is core resilience. We focus on relationships and the way our brains are wired to really connect with each other and what that means for the workplace, as well as core boundaries and how do we set boundaries as a community and as a school. And then also core sustainability. So what do we want to keep from these practices and move forward? And while those workshops are in progress, coaching is also taking place, as you can see in this just example of what a calendar might look like, where the coach is really building up a team, where they're gathering input from stakeholders, other teachers or school staff, students even, about what they would want, right? What would they envision for a resilient school community? With the help of the RISE Index, we guide them towards ultimately creating a goal. Second semester, that plan is already in play, and they are implementing it. And then throughout the spring, we are refining that plan. And towards the end of the school year, your core coach will help you solidify, reflect, and build sustainability measures into your plan. So that's just an example of what one of our models could look like. As you can see here, we have a few other options. Our first one is really if a district is looking to have major impact across multiple schools in the district. This caters to up to 5 school sites, and there are 5 workshops for teams from each of those school sites. So they come together to the workshops, they get the learning there, and then the coach spends 4 hours a month with each team to help them build and implement their plan. So this really results in a sustainable district and school-wide climate transformation. From there, if you're more interested in just a school site level or piloting this with just one school, you can use our Core Schools workshop, our offering, and that includes 4 workshops and 4 hours of coaching per month. Same thing, the team will develop a plan that's unique to the school site and implement resilient practices with sustainable school-wide climate transformation as the ultimate goal. Here we have core teams. This is really if you want to launch a little bit smaller, or maybe with just a team from a department within the district, maybe just your counselors, maybe just a grade level team, where we focus only on providing professional development for that team, 3 workshops, and 2 hours of coaching per month. Again, they still develop a strategic plan for sustainability and staff well-being, and it results in sustainable team-based climate transformation. So they're very focused on the well-being of their team. And then finally, core foundations, which is just if you kind of want to get your toe in the water and test it out. These are 2 workshops. We do a pre and a post workshop phone call so that we can understand the context of the audience and what the needs might be and any sensitive topics. And we cater that workshop to your audience, and participants gain knowledge and practice skills that cultivate organizational and individual resilience. So that is CORE. Thank you for your time today. I'm very appreciative of it. We hope you and your family and your colleagues and your loved ones are safe and well. We're thinking of you during this time. We hope you might think about partnering with us. And if you'd like to learn more about CORE, please reach out to me. My phone number and email are on this slide, as you can see. Again, my name is Lauren McCabe. I'm the CORE Director at LAP. Thank you for your time.